Hello everyone, welcome to my Dragonbane solo campaign, chapter 3, session 5. Yes, we are indeed still working our way through the Elven Undercroft. Hey, I've kind of, that unofficial name, I've given it to it now. We're gonna pick up right where we left off. I've got two very large chapters here for the story. We're really kind of almost, truth be told, getting to the end. So, yeah. I hope you've been enjoying this dungeon crawl. It is a little tricky, I did promise you, something a little bit like this, but a paladin hell scenario as my inspiration. Izzek, the paladin here. See how close they are. They're really, they're practically twins, really, when you take a look at it. But I forgot to mention that if you've ever looked in the Dragonbane bestiary, demons are really nasty. A single demon could easily wipe the floor with Izzek. It would not be pretty. Let's see. Okay, I'm not spending a whole lot of time on it. But like a chaos demon here. Oh my, let's see. He's got a scorpion sting that can be paralyzed with a potency of 15. That means, 15. Have to roll higher to stop from getting poisoned. Anyway, it's a contest against the will. D12 damage with that. 2d6 damage, 2d6 an impact, d6 the next round for an acid spit, 2d10 piercing damage. You can at least have a bit of a sword parry on that one. The fire demon, oh my. Okay, I won't. 2d8 bludgeoning plus 2d8 fire with, but you also become dazed. Armor has no effect. Anyway. So, I guess I did warn you, maybe I promised you a metal adventure, but I also told you I was a bit of a punk. So, I probably just punked you a little bit. But I hope you're having a good time. So, we can't fight rivers and rivers of demons, or in this case, elves. The simple fact of the matter is, as I've said before, Dragonbane is a very deadly game. So, I've still got to keep things rolling in a reasonable, yet at least attempt to be interesting style of play. But I think the story is what's going to be rolling here with this one. So speaking of that, let's go on to the next one. This over here is the Temple of Silence. I'll read it to you. A large stone carved room with a vaulted ceiling lies before you. Stone pews march in pairs, one by one, to the other end of the room. On the far side is a giant statue carved out of the stone walls. It depicts a beautiful elven woman cradling a child. The silence of this room is magically enforced, and no sound penetrates this hall. Show reverence, show humility, and show compassion for this goddess, for she has been abandoned for 1,000 years. Break her silence and receive a clue as how to put an end to things. Okay, that is where we're headed next. So Izzek stands here at this crossroads. You can't see all the way down the hallway to the east or the south, but you can see this room here to the west that opens up into a larger room. That says where he heads to next. As he enters this room, it's majestic. It is a temple. It is a cathedral. High vaulted chambers in this stone wall. The ceilings reach up beyond even the light that his lantern shines. Pews march the way down. There's alcoves in the corner. He can't even quite see the statue at the other end of the room where he is. There are braziers right here at the entryway that are not lit. This is not how Nightkin worship. Nightkin do not have cathedrals. This is something only they can have, their temples and their churches. You know, doesn't mean that Nightkin don't have holy places. They do indeed have holy places. But you know, their worship tends to be more often ancestor worship, nature worship, old gods worship, sometimes even dragons. like that is a common occurrence with the Taken type as well. But they don't have the luxury of building large, grand, and glorious cathedrals to ancient beings quite the same way. So Izzek has never really been in a place like this. He has been in cities where he's seen them from the outside. Of course, he's heard of them. It's never really been interested to him, though. But he walks over and crosses a threshold into this room, and everything immediately goes silent. Now, it was silent out here before. You know, it wasn't like he heard anything specific, but it's different. Out here, you still have the sound of his footsteps, his breathing, just sort of a general air moving through the rooms, just the general little bit of maybe water dripping. There's just even ambient noise out here that may not necessarily register in your brain much as being noise, but when he crosses the threshold right over here, it is complete silence. It is like walking over a line, and suddenly his steps make no sound at all. This room is magically silent. But this room too, much like the rest, has been long abandoned. Dust covers the floor. Signs of slow decay even reach this glorious place. Has some statues in the corners or have slowly toppled over. Parts have broken off. Legs of the pews have kind of toppled the pews a little bit, so some of them are kind of crumbling. Some of the stone is starting to show its wear. No one has been in here in a very long time. But still, the majesty, it's hard not to affect him. It is a holy place, and even night can recognize holy places. He walks all the way down to the end. He'll keep a spot hidden open, I guess, just to make sure there's no traps. He doesn't expect there to be traps in here, right? But I think he will be careful and cautious just to see as he walks down this hall. Almost every room he's been in so far, many of them have been trapped in one way or another. Fool him once, right? 7. Kind of helped that roll there. But anyway, he does not spot any traps. He does not spot any tracks in the dust. Any sign that anything has been in this room at all for a long time. He goes up, and up in the beginning here, there is an altar. A very giant altar, up some small flight of steps. The kind of thing you'd expect to see in these kind of cathedrals. But dominating for sure the back of this room is a giant stone statue of a elven mother and child. Let's see. 1 second here while I kind of make sure I get the rest of my little notes in a row. Boy, I'm starting to get a lot of stories, a lot of notes over time. Okay, got it. So, as he approaches the statue, it's interesting. He doesn't know anything. Well, I shouldn't say that. What does he know about elven mythology, really? I don't know. Let's roll myths and legends. I'm not sure what Izzek knows. A dragon? Holy moly! Okay, that's a bit of a surprise. I guess I'll check my box here for myths and legends. Wow. I've told you that Izzek had not had much dealings with elves, over time. How does he have a dragon with myths and legends and elven mythology? I would say it's more mythology in general. Izzek, Izzek told you, he told you the story of the origin of the elves. I don't know if you remember that from a prior chapter. Grandfather Shaman, when he was a child, was full of legends and stories. And so when he looks up and he sees this elven mother cradling an elven child, she's very clearly an elf, but yet this elven mother, as depicted in the statue, has horns growing out of her head. He knows who this is from the story he read you before. This is, of course, the infamous Hidden Tula the Wise. She's the one who adopted the children from Hawa, the Great Mother. It is true, the Great Mother Hawa, the wolf, is truly the mother of elves. But this is a depiction of Hintula, the Wise, the giant shaman who adopted the elven children and took them for her own. Of course, in Izzek's myths from the shaman, she's a giant. She's not an elf, but obviously things change. But this is clearly a depiction, as far as the elves are concerned, of their mother goddess, Hintula. He takes a seat in one of the pews. I'm going to try a little something here. I'm going to try to draw a card here. The Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict. It's action and conflict. As he stares here, this is sort of a feeling kind of gets in the room. He feels a certain odd tension in the air. The fact that this temple has been abandoned, that this was once the mother of the elves, he can tell, this was a place of great importance. Yet it has been abandoned, like everything else he has found so far in this Undercroft. It's like the elves have forgotten everything that once made them elves. They are something else now. It's as if they've shifted or taken into something completely different. The things that once mattered to them no longer seems to matter. They no longer care for their dead. Who pillaged this mausoleum? They no longer even cared for their trade goods. How did this abandoned, hidden supply room just get left to rot without the goods being scavenged or taken for their own use? How is this temple to their most important god? Well, at least as far as he knows. He's the goddess. That's the goddess that she knows. How could this temple to Hintula the Wise be just left to fall apart and never have any worshipers come in here again? He feels the conflict in this room because this room still is a holy place, yet no longer has any worshipers. But it's quiet. As I said, it is completely silent in here. Something about that silence allows him to sit in the pew in the front and take a moment. There's no one around. Fortunately, he's not had any fights. He doesn't feel like in this chamber he's not going to be ambushed anytime soon. He takes a closer look at that book that he scavenged from here. This strange mushroom poison book of elves drinking solutions, liquids made from these mushrooms. Other signs of elves being cut open. Very strange and disturbing images in this book. The elves have undergone a change. You can tell just from this book that this was an experimental room, an experiment, something that elves have done to themselves, assuming to extend their lives in an unnatural fate, much like the prince warned him of. There's a rot here. He puts the book away. He pulls out that puzzle orb that he found in the chamber prior. He's not really had a chance to explore it yet, but he believes he knows how to open it. He did the spot hidden roll already, so I'm not going to roll for that again. He did succeed. He presses open the orb, and it unfolds like a flower. All these little clicks, well, he hears nothing. It's in silence. But it does, as he presses the buttons in the right order, opens up and unfolds like a flower. It's beautiful. Inside this orb, like I said, is fairly good sized. Looks to be a music box. There's a little winding device. It's a little square box like this with a little winding box on it. He winds it up. And then, shockingly, surprisingly, this music box plays music. It's a beautiful, tinkling, musical tone. It pierces this room. It's the only noise that pierces this gloom. The sound of the winding was silent. His breathing is silent. But suddenly this room is filled with the music from this music box. The statue begins to speak. Let's see. I think I'll draw another tarot card. Let's see. Oh wow! Ace of Wands. I just drew the Five of Wands. I'm practicing using tarot cards as oracles. I'm not very good at it yet, but it's going to be important in the next chapter if I make it there and eventually meet the witch of Bent Oak Swamp and she tells his fortune. So I'm trying to practice my tarot skills as oracles for role-playing game, and so that's what I'm in practice for. But this is kind of crazy. This is this is perfect. Wands element is fire. Wands also stand for spirituality. What better place could we practice spirituality than in this temple? The ace is always a gift of some sort, as you can tell from this hand coming out of the clouds, offering a wand. So, spirituality, gift. Yeah, okay, this is great. That's strange. Okay, so yes, Izzek, when this music box starts making noise, and it's the only noise in the room, Izzek stands up. He's still not making any noise. He can't necessarily say the silence has been broken. This music box, however, definitely fills the room, and it's probably not very loud, but because it is the only noise in this entire place, not even the ambient sound, it sounds quite loud. A voice speaks to him. You, Nightkin, who have never seen the sun, cannot know my despair. You, Nightkin, who have never seen the sun, cannot know my grief. My children are lost to me. This place is empty now, where it once rang with the joyous sounds of my children. How strange are the fates that one who has not seen the sun should come to a place most hallowed to the children of the sun. It's the statue speaking to him from the far end of the room. Come closer, Nightkin. Come to speak to me. As it comes to the altar where she is, gather my tears, for they shall assist you in your quest. Gather my tears, My tears will clear away the poison and the rot that fills this place. You will know when to use it. Put an end to the monstrosity that poisons the well. And from her eyes, drips of water begin to fall. Izzek knows, or he's heard the shaman tell stories of these things. He grabs that empty potion vial that he just, recently used to drink the healing potion of, and begins to gather up the tears. He grabs that other empty potion vial, which he emptied over here with the former magic begone potion, and gathers the tears and fills both these vials with the tears from the statue. Just as soon as he fills both these vials, the crying stops, and this music box tink, 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 and winds down to a stop. It kind of goes to turn the handle, but it won't turn again. It seems locked. It's stopped moving completely. Wow. A moment of revelation and a gift indeed. A spiritual gift. It's clear he's seen the rot in this place. I mean, he doesn't necessarily know what she's talking about. But once again, just like the prince, he has been commanded to clear this place. I think I'm going to search the room, though. Even though the room is still silent, the music box is stopped. He places the music box and the orb on the altar. Let's see if there's anything else in this room while he's at it. Yeah, let's do some searching. I always like to try searching for treasure. Let's hit this search table again. He's going to search the altar specifically to see if there's anything on this altar, the D10. That's a 4. That's a nothing on that D10. The altar is empty, except for the music box and the opened, flowered orb that once contained it that Izzek sits there. Izzek, out of curiosity, pulls the sun sword out of its sheath to see, I don't know, this is a holy place. Is there anything different about this sword? He wants to ask the goddess if she would cure him of his curse. Really, is what he would like to ask her for a favor. Cure me of this geese sent forth by your prince, ghost. But the music box doesn't work anymore. He can't ask her any questions, but he did receive a gift. I might search this room in a larger affair. Searching the altar, that kind of falls into our small category, the small S of scavenging. Whenever you're ransacking a cache for banned supplies, digging through a slain creature, examining gear, or otherwise scrounging for loot. So that's a very specific area, but of course there's the broader search area table over here when you're really searching a larger room and spending some time at it. It's a little dangerous. I run into crazy things when I search here. But I think I'm going to try to search the table. I will have to roll a spot hidden to resolve it. Actually, you can do that right off the bat, huh? Let's do a spot hidden to search the room. If I succeed in my spot hidden, I get a roll in the search table. I did succeed on my spot hidden, so I will roll once on my this table over here to the right. It's a 1 to 10 table. A 6. A hidden treasure. Yay! Okay, good. I'm glad I did that. So the altar is empty, but as he searches this room in the alcove over here to the right, he does find discarded, hidden, forgotten. He finds a treasure. Okay, let's. I think my treasure cards are still pretty shuffled. Let me look here. Maybe I'll give it a good shuffle because I'm not 100% sure how shuffled it is. But I could always use a treasure card. Oh, wow. An instrument? Okay, well, That too is kind of fitting. Well, let's roll a d6 first. As I do my roll, if I roll a 6, it's a magic item. Oh, what? What? It is a 6. It's a magic item. Wow, okay, this is going to be kind of a special magic item. There's only one instrument card in this treasure deck. It once again is considered a fairly rare item. I don't know if it necessarily will be an instrument. Izzek can't play instruments, so I probably won't be an instrument, but it might have to be an item. I might have to make it a magic item. Okay, we're saving this up for a later time. But I'm going to remember I've got a magic, fairly significant magic item that's going to be more of an item, not a weapon, not an armor, not a shield, not a piece of jewelry, but some sort of actual magic item of some sort, an unusual item. Okay, well, Izzek's got 2 vials of potions that apparently I will be using to clear the rot. And supposedly I will know when to use it when the time comes. But it was a gift from Hintula the Wise, the goddess of the elves, their mother. He exits this place. I still can't see down the full length of either one of these hallways. I know this one's a dead end. But nevertheless, I'm still going to go with 50-50 on it because I think maybe if I get this dead end, maybe I'll roll for some sort of encounter down here. Let's go see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he does. He goes down here to this hallway. And you can see right here is a collapsed area of a hallway. This probably led to some other chambers, but it's collapsed. I think I'm going to search this area as well, just to see if he can see anything. He'll look in this collapse. This is where the dirt walls have collapsed into this whole tunnel. He's going to examine it. I'm going to consider it just maybe, should I be a scavenge or should I be more of a search? Search an area for hidden doors, concealed mechanisms, or other secrets. It does tell me threats advanced, doesn't it, whenever I take too long to search. I'm going to advance the threat. I'm going to advance it again up to a 4 because of this search time. I'm going to roll a spot hidden. We'll see. If I see a spot hidden, I'll roll the searching table again. That's a dragon. Wow. Look at me. I'm on fire tonight. Fire. What? Where's my character sheet? Well, good. I hadn't been rolling much successfully interesting things in a while, but now suddenly, oh my goodness. Okay, there's a success on the spot hidden. That's a dragon. I get to roll twice on this search table, I think, which can be both good and bad. Dragon, roll twice on the table to the right. Oh, and choose 1 result. Oh, okay. Cool. All right, I'll roll twice and choose 1 result. A 3 is a secret path. A 2 is a trap. I guess I will take a secret path. I'm not going to divert to D4 new waypoints though. That's too long. I'm going to say something just a little bit more simple. He does find a secret path. I'm just going to be a beneficial path. I think what we will find here, I wish I had my lovely pencil I used to draw this map with. This is a winding path. It is actually a secret door in the old-fashioned style right here. This collapsed tunnel appeared to be a ruse. There was really nothing here, but the secret door was here. He goes down the secret door. It leads to a very long tunnel. I had plans for the staircase, by the way, but they were not good plans. They were kind of bad plans. But I think with him getting the dragon, getting results, I think we're going to bypass. I think it's a perfect time to bypass these trapped stairs. I know. There we go. And we're going to come out here. Izzek could have gone up here, out this door, up these stairs. But like I said, I had kind of trap plans for this stairwell. But Izzek's going to be able to avoid that. I think that's wonderful. That's what secret passages are all about. So it leads to a secret passage, bypassing these stairs. That doesn't mean this tunnel might not be occupied, though. I think it's fair. This is a long passageway, the longest by far in this area so far, also abandoned. Let's roll on the action table. I guess I want to get some description for this tunnel. I think it's fair. Let's do that. Let's use some inspiration tables. I'm not going to use my tarot cards for this room. Let's go the old-fashioned way. Let's roll for an attribute on a d20. 8. Decaying. Okay. Maybe an action. Okay, let's see. 11. Protect. Thing. 3. Conflict. Not really ringing the bell for me here for those other two. I guess what by decaying, which I guess is what I want to look at, is collapsed. I guess maybe not. Maybe we'll say here this area of the tunnel is collapsing. No, I wish I had my colored pencils so I could draw the fun stuff in here with my colored pencils on this. But we'll say here, since it's decaying, I'm going to say this tunnel here is partially collapsed. Is it going to have to climb over this area? I think it's for some skill checks to get past this collapsed area. Yeah, I think it's going to be a normal skill check sort of thing. I think maybe I will have him just roll an agility to try to get past it. If he isn't able to, he'll have to work harder at it. I'll raise the threat counter again and maybe take a point of damage. 6. He is able, with an agility, to cross past this tunnel. Part of this tunnel is collapsed. He is able to get past it, though, without injury or risk. Make it here to the end. Here, there is a secret door. He's able to find the switch, and it pops out here. Now, of course, he doesn't know really what he's just bypassed down here, but this path was a steady climb. It went up at a fairly steep path all the way. He feels like his quads got a workout. Is that the back of your calves? Is that your quads? You know, it's like climbing a treadmill at like a 15 height. Anyway, he got a heck of a workout climbing up this stairwell up here. Man, his quad's tired. He comes out here at a hallway. It was a long climb. This door just kind of pops open with a fairly grindy sound. He's in a different part of these tunnels now. He's in a different part of the undercroft. I would go so far as to say a populated part of this undercroft. This is where the action is really going to begin. I say that. I mean it this time, though. I'm not punking you. 5 or 6, he's going to run to some elves are going to come down this hallway to investigate the noise. 2, okay. Thankfully, nothing came to investigate the noise. This hallway, he does see the stairs going down. The stairs look worn, slightly decayed. They've been used many, many times. The feet on these stairwells over the years have worn them down to nubbins. It looks almost slick, which is a good thing he avoided it. These tunnels are free of dust. There are sconces on the wall with burning torches. It's lit. It's smoky. The first signs of life for the first time since he's been down here. He's going to go down here to number 3. This is a very big chapter. A very exciting one, maybe. Could be very exciting one. So I think, however, that was a really good encounter here, number 2. Wow, that was really fun. With the Ace of Wands. I'm learning. I'm going to save number 3 for the next session because it's going to be a doozy. Thank you all. I'll see you next time.